Hey guys, Nick Tian here, and welcome back to another Let's Play series. This time we're playing Playdead's Inside. It's the sequel. Well, I wouldn't say it's a spiritual sequel or sequel to Playdead's first game, Limbo, but it plays almost identical to it. You can jump, you can pull things, grab, interact with them, but of course, this game has I guess you would call it improved visuals. I still like Limbo's black and white aesthetic a lot, and the character was very expressive, and it got across. If you played those games and even played Inside as well, which we will see maybe pretty soon. In some cases, pretty expressive characters. I will just put it in that way. Both games aren't really that long. Even Inside, I think you can finish it in a day. I'm not gonna do that in this episode, but yeah, it's not super long. And once you know what you're supposed to do and all that, it kind of yeah, you can kind of finish off the game as quickly as possible. Okay, that was the wrong way of doing things, even though I kind of knew what I was supposed to do. But it illustrates the point that if you are squeamish, probably not the right game to see someone play, especially if they do pretty badly. Because similar to Limbo, while that game was a bit more fantastical, I guess, in terms of their depiction of violence, this one with this kid, and the more realistic graphics, I feel whatever happens in this game is much more violent. You could say like things like The Last of Us is pretty violent, yes, but also I feel something like this, which while looking cartoony, its depiction of violence is much more striking. I feel, because it just happens, just happens just like that. It is short, it's quick, it's not drawn out, and yeah, it just happens, right? Right. So turn down the audio a little bit more. But yeah, just playing the game, whoa, you kind of feel. I think for me, playing as this kid, as someone who is, I wouldn't say defenseless, but he doesn't attack or doesn't, fight back in any way. I feel I kind of empathize and sympathize with this character, this person a whole lot more versus playing something like Last of Us, where you're in control, and if something bad happens, yeah, you're kind of the one at fault here. This one, I just feel like vulnerable. You get this sense of vulnerability in this game. Okay, I guess. Oof, go the other way. Yeah, so feel a whole lot more stressful about playing this game. Actually, you not to say the other games are not stressful. Sometimes you just feel more stressed about something that you might not have any control over. Run. But having played this game before I recorded this, one of the things about this game's design that I might not be a huge fan of is sometimes there will be sections where you kind of have to die one time before you can actually figure out, whoa, they're shooting at the kid. Sometimes you have to die at least once or twice before you finally figure out, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Another thing that I was missing out quite a bit when I played it the last time is that oh, he drowned. I kind of forgot that he drowns super fast. one of the things that we can do as well is that even though I played the game already, bits of it, is find some of these collectibles that are strewn about the world. They're highlighted by these yellow chords in the world. So just, I think there is. I don't think there is, but there might be. Somebody was saying that there's a separate ending if I were to figure it out. Oh, physics. Nice. I think there was one or two of them that actually like triggers a secret ending or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Have to check it out. I think that's like the only one time that you use the down jump command. Because otherwise, the world is created in such a way that, yeah, you don't overlap much. So I think that's like the only one and only time you actually use it throughout the whole game. Surprisingly. But yeah, this game is also really like, even though it's a bit abstract, you can't see the kid's face at all. The game design, the environment, the look of this game is very pretty actually. And again, also the previous game Limbo was also very pretty as well. But of course, that because of the small team that they have at Playdead, that also means that the game is unfortunately short. But that's fine, you know, that's okay. Not all games have to be 40-50 hour epics or even like a lot of meaningless busy work. They can just be like 2-3 hours long, and you'll be happy that you actually play the game, because it's a pretty good experience. Actually, the puzzles in this game is actually not too bad actually, I feel. Although, yeah, kind of still trying to figure out like what the actual story is about in this game. I played the game before, but I've not actually finished it. Like a lot of games that I actually have, you know, I played the game, played the games. I play them for like a couple of hours and then I stop. And then that's actually how I record Let's Plays, because I actually play the game first, you know, get a good grasp on the mechanics and stuff like that, and then only then I return to the game again and record a Let's Play. And the reason why I do that is because one of the things I feel, I don't think that's the button. One of the things that I feel strongly about, especially if it's a Let's Plays, like one of the differentiator is actually to have like competent playing. Well, not to say competent, but actually, but like some, as little dead time as possible. I feel like you don't want to see me. I don't feel like you want to see me try and get a grasp on the controls and stuff like that. That's not what you can, like most people want to see, right? Or at least I don't feel so. I could be wrong, but that's what I feel. Like some people will feel like, oh, okay, this guy knows what he's doing, basically. Of course, it takes away a little bit from the discoverability, like not discoverability, but like the surprise a little bit. But I think that's fine. I don't mean like, oh, I finished the whole game and then I come back and play. I mean like I get good enough at the game, figure out the mechanics. Yeah, just be competent enough instead of just blindly playing it. Well, we don't call it blindly anymore, right? The word I'm supposed to use actually first time playing through the game. Or ignorant playing, I guess. So yeah, so it also cuts down a little bit on what I have to record as well. Because if I were to like really go through the game from the start without knowing anything, and then like playing through again, I think that kind of extends the video time by like a couple of hours. I feel. Ugh, what's that coming out? Also, it gives me a chance to notice things like this as well, like what in the world is coming out of the butt and stuff like that. Oof. Nighty night, buddy. Yeah. Ugh. But if it's something like this, even if you've seen it before, it still doesn't take away from the impact of actually seeing something like this as well. So yeah, that's a little bit gross. Still not 100% sure what that is actually. Is it something to do with the story in this world that's going on? All the crazy things that's happening in this world right now? I just also noticed that they're kind of judicious with their use of audio as well in this game. In the sense like there's not really a lot of music that actually happens in game. I feel either that or it's really soft. See people lining up for the slaughter. I guess I actually don't know what's going on. And if you do watch this video, don't spoil it for somebody, especially like Limbo and this as well. So I think both of them are very, I guess I would call it, experience games. While I have spoiled the ending for myself about this game, but yeah, the parts, the puzzle solving and stuff like that. If you are interested, if you see this game and you're interested in it, I what do you call this? I highly recommend you actually play the game yourself, because like I have this on PS4, and multiple times I've seen it free on Epic as well. So yeah, I think. Plus the game is not that long. I really, this is not to say like, oh, don't watch the rest of my videos. I mean, like, I don't think that's the right way. I mean, like, if you can and you have the ability, play the game first and just come back and see what you miss. Maybe I find something that you missed, or maybe not. But yeah, I think it's something that people should experience instead of seeing someone else play it. As weird as that might sound, from somebody who's doing a let's play right now, it's like, yeah, don't figure the game out yourself. See, parts of the game, enjoy it. Because I think there's a lot of things that happen that will shock people in the first time they see it, and might lose a little bit of the surprise. And I think it's important to keep it. That's all I feel. What I feel. So it's still important to get surprised. Okay. I just remembered that there's one trophy in Limbo, which is basically, when you start the game, instead of walking to the right, walk left instead. Maybe you find what you need to do. Oh, really? I couldn't reach it. Right, okay. So yeah, I've figured out a couple of these puzzles already. So which is why I just blowing through a couple of them instead of struggling uh, while I'm recording this video. But of course, not every game I can do that. Things like Yakuza and stuff like that. If I or Tomb Raider or something longer or Final Fantasy VII, I don't think I can actually go through like, oh okay, we're gonna play through the whole game and then start the game over again just to record it. I don't think that's possible. But again, I think as long as I've gotten a good enough hold of the mechanics of the game, I think that's enough. Oop, I'm supposed to jump over to the other side. But yeah, as long as I got a good enough grasp of the mechanics of the game, I think that's better than not having any idea at all about what I'm doing and then just recording it. What's the point about that, right? Climb back up. Oof, barely caught onto the pipe. I'm actually not 100% sure what the next Playdead game is actually. I'm kind of curious what the next game will be. One game that I'm actually interested in playing after playing a bit of this game is actually a game called Spiritfarer. While not exactly a platformer slash I guess story game, well, it's not that. At least I feel that it's somewhat has similar themes, I guess. Maybe I don't know. I think Spiritfarer is like a whole lot more wholesome. I think that's the wrong word for that game, but looks wholesome enough. Instead of this one where it kind of looks very bleak and you're like, what's going on with this world? And I don't think that game is as violent as this one as well in terms of its death animations. Okay. Maybe I should just fail a little bit more so that you get an idea of how people actually play this game. Where you just play a little bit, you fail, and then you start thinking, oh okay, what am I doing wrong? That kind of thing, and then just go from there and figure it out. Can I make it? Yes, I can. Or just send you guys a link and say, okay, this is all the death animations in this game, enjoy. That would probably be a much easier way to explain some of the things that happen in the game, because some of them really messed up, especially later on in the game. There's some things that happen that's like, even for someone like me who plays a lot of horror games and stuff like that, part of me feels like, wow, okay, it made me like shocked. So bravo to Playdead for actually doing so. Okay, just gotta follow the crowd. Everyone be social distancing. By the time I'm recording this, Malaysia, where I'm staying right now in Malaysia, has actually gone into its second movement control order. It's not a recovery, it's not a conditional, it is quite literally back to the original movement control order, MCO 2.0. Almost a year since the last when the last MCO started in March of last year. And so everyone is back into lockdown, and restaurants and stuff like that are closed at 8 p.m. and stuff like that. So this line is kind of like reminding me of that a little bit, because like I by around 6 p.m. or stuff like that, around that time I would have to go out and order takeout or delivery and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, I need to line up in queues, wait in queue for people to finish your order and stuff like that. And yeah, I kind of wish that camera just follows me. I kind of wish that not yet, the light's still on, right? Actually, I think after the screen I should start running. Very Uncharted like, I feel sometimes when these things happen. Okay, be careful not to push down. That's like the most important thing. Do not push down. Boop, boop, boop. Too far. Too far. That also reminds me that I should get on to recording some of the Let's Plays for Uncharted as well. Just gotta get as much done, I feel. Because I have quite a number of big games coming up as well. Things like what's the name? Jedi Fallen Order, Bloodstain. I want to do Bloodstain next after this one. I want to do something a little bit more fun. And less, well, back to my roots, I guess, in terms of the videos I make. Things which are more... Things which are more platformer based. Oh, this is platformer based, but I mean like a bit more. Trying to find the right word. Like Metroidvania, if you guys know what I mean when I say I want to play something that's a Metroidvania. Basically, something which is this is very I'll finish that thought, but this is very Last of Us like. I'm using a lot of Last of Us as a guideline, I think, just because I think by the time this game came out, that was around the same time Last of Us came out as well. And of course it's still one of the most popular like games that does a lot of these things. So I think it's still the benchmark that a lot of these games, take inspiration from. And of course, it's easier to talk about something like that versus something else. Alright, I think this is a good spot for me to end today's episode. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in episode 2 of Playdead's Inside. Bye bye.